to the Screensavers. I'm Kate Patello.
And I'm Leo Laporte. Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up. I shouldn't have that cup of coffee. Coming up in today's show, our friends at PC Magazine show off what they think the best MP3 players out there are, and I'm really interested because I just bought one. I want to make sure it's not the worst.
So you want to find out if you're going to kick yourself or not?
Yeah, I might too.
All right. So, join him in that experience. Also, I have a few tips for you to make your internet exploring a little easier. Oh, can I help?
No, thanks.
Oh,
Then later, I'm doing just fine myself. Then take a note of a digital age whiteboard that makes note-taking a thing of the past on today's Fresh Gear. Today in the chat room.
Oh, AMD. AMD is coming down on the first site to report this, Computer Nerd, a site that makes overclocked AMDs, just like Cantech does with overclocked Intel, things like this. Injunction.
Really?
Shut down. No more overclocked
Court
AMDs.
order saying you can't sell the Athlon. This is the Athlon. You can't sell the Athlon overclocked. You have to run it at the speed we say.
Here's the question. Is AMD making a mistake? Here's what they're thinking. When they say you can't overclock our chips, they think we're going to stop buying the chip, which absolutely makes no sense because you and I who are thinking alike, right? We're geeks. We're going to buy a chip. We're going to overclock it. We're going to use it till we get bored with it for like a year. Then we're going to go out and buy the next generation of expensive chip, and we're going to overclock that one too and use that till we get bored with it. But we will always buy the chips, yes?
Yeah, I don't think it costs them sales. I guess their position is overclocked chips, you buy less of a chip so we make less money. But I think you're exactly right. I think people are going to buy what they want. And the thing is, AMD's really made a lot of hay in overclocking. And as Intel backs off on overclocking and tries to prevent overclockers, I think AMD really should encourage it. It's good for AMD and it's good for us, those of us who want. You know what? Big deal. You take a 500 megahertz chip, you get it to run at 600.
So how much extra money would you make for that chip? Like an extra $100?
Maybe.
An extra $100?
But I don't think the people who overclock are going to go out and buy the 800 megahertz chip in the first place.
No.
So what they're trying to do is take the same chip they're buying anyway, just run a little faster.
So, and in the end, people are going to buy fewer of the super high-end chips anyway. So if you can sell more of the lower chips, because then you can overclock them, you'll still send the high-powered chips to those who want them. You're not going to hurt your business.
AMD was rumored to do this before with a K6. I think public pressure forced them to back off. They changed their mind. They were going to clock lock. Folks, AMD, we know you listen. We know we love the Athlon. Please don't do this. We think it's a mistake. Don't shut down on the overclockers. Don't keep users from overclocking. It's a small minority of the market. It's the hobbyist market that loves your chips the best. Let them do it. It's not going to hurt your business. It's good for business.
Remember, it does really well for you guys to be the non-Intel company. Exactly. That's why people like you so much. And so if you kind of start acting like Intel, that's bad. You don't want to do that.
Now that they're profitable, all of a sudden
so you can see what we think. We want to know, of course, what you think. Take the web poll, thescreensavers.com. You could join the United Overclockers. Woohoo! A new group formed just to defend the rights of overclockers everywhere. Click on the talkback feature. Tell us if you'll sign up. Woohoo!
You can also phone us, 888-989-7879, or chat with us, chat.zdnet.com. The Screensavers room is the big, venue for all of this chat.
Unless, of course, you want to be on television, because then you can click on the Netcam Cineplex, because, look inside the Netcam Cineplex for a moment. Look at this. Shannon, Roger, who else is in there with you? Oh, hey. She's back.
Is that Tracy back there?
Tracy back there. Sorry, Tracy, I didn't see you. Roger was in the way. Push him out of the way and get your close-up, Tracy. Just push him out of the way.
Hey, Roger, I upgraded the GeForce drivers, and I still can't get Unreal Tournament running on the UGM. So
can you come out and fix it?
Forget those calls, Roger. Get back. There she is. Hey, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. That's much better.
Tracy, never let go. She's the only person in there who has her own theme song.
Tracy.
Actually, Shannon has one, too.
I have one.
You have one?
I want to be Kate. Kate.
What do they get if they call on the Netcam?
The magnet.
The magnet.
As seen on our fridge, soon to be seen.
No, there's the late great Ariana.
And the late great, it was Mary Beth and Colleen in that picture too.
And I guess Ariana's leaving us, so that's her was that her farewell party?
I don't know.
Was that just that was the office?
But let's just blow your kiss,
typical
Ariana.
office get together.
We'll just blow your kiss. Hey, so we're going to put an overclocked Athlon in my computer.
Oh, you are you?
Aren't we? Aren't we?
Oh, look at me.
Oh, now we're going to be in big trouble.
Are you really going to do that?
That was my plan. The plan was to overclock.
You know, your price, you want to keep it under about 1,500, right?
Yeah.
And there's no way we're going to be able to afford an 800 or even a 750 megahertz Athlon. We're going to be, you're talking that price, you're talking a 500 megahertz Athlon.
Right.
Overclock that, we might be able to get it up to 600 or 700 megahertz.
See, that's what I want to do. So at least they know, okay.
See, AMD, you didn't lose a sale. She wasn't going to buy the 733. She's got a budget.
Right. And I'm still going to show your chip on television.
In fact, you might lose a sale to her because she might end up going in and get a seller on that she can't
That
overclock.
I can overclock. So we'll have to discuss that.
Manada joins us on the ZDTV 3Com Netcam network from Tinley Park, Illinois. Is that how you say it, Manada?
Mohammed.
Mohammed?
Oh, they misspelled
We're
it.
all backwards. We know how to pronounce Mohammed.
Muhanad.
They say they got it
They have it like
Munanda.
Manada.
It says Munanda. So it's Mohammed. I know you.
Mananda.
Yeah.
It's Mohammed.
But you didn't usually call from Tinley Park, did you?
Yeah, I
Oh.
always.
We just haven't talked in a while.
Yeah.
So how's Trix?
How's what?
How's Trix? What's
Trix,
up?
your dog. No, I'm just never mind.
Oh,
No, I'm really
fantastic.
confusing him. Mohammed, do you have a question for the screensaver?
Here you go.
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, good.
We're back on track.
All right.
Okay. I need a little bit of information about VPN and how to set it up and what it really is.
Well, VPN is actually very cool, virtual private networking, and it's something that many corporations offer to their employees so that they can get onto the corporate LAN from work. And it's a really cool added security feature that basically encrypts your packets. It takes all your TCP/IP packets out of your machine, and it wraps them in the VPN protocol and then sends them in this tight package through the internet cloud, secure. So it's like, no packets here, nope, no, none of us here, nobody you know. And then it goes all the way through to the other end where it's then unencrypted by the VPN adapter on the other side that opens it up, pulls the packets, and puts it through.
Uh-huh.
So that's how it actually works. Now, is your company offering it for you? To you, or?
Do we need someone to offer it for us, or?
Well, you need just like anything else, you need a client and a server, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I have Windows 2000 Beta 3
okay.
here.
If it has the VPN server in it, you can do this. VPN can be done in software or hardware. A lot of times they'll do a hardware router with VPN inside it, and then you'll have a software client running on your system that you use to dial the router. I know that the VPN client is built into Windows 98 and later, and I haven't really looked at VPN in Windows 2000. I'm not surprised. I would expect it to be in there. So if you've got a VPN server in there, it's just a matter of having that server running and then waiting for connections. And, of course, you have to connect from a client, which would probably be a Windows 95 or 98 machine.
Right.
Now, the advantage of this, and the reason companies use it, is because it gives you some privacy. Much like you would have privacy when you call a bank, right? You have an S-MIME or a secure HTML transaction going on. None of that data is visible. It's very much like that.
It's a secure pipe, basically, through the internet.
The only difference is because it's often Ethernet traffic, that sometimes what happens is the Ethernet is wrapped within there sometimes, and so it uses a form of secure Ethernet. And that's because many corporate networks are Ethernet-based, right? So...
But you want to set it up like...
I don't know the details of how to set it up on Windows 2000. You'd have to just look in the manual for that or the help file.
I mean, Windows 98 or anything. I mean, the server software, do I have to purchase it or...
No, you shouldn't have to if it's built into your... The real thing that you would have to purchase is the server. If you're telling me it's built into Windows 2000, then you don't. In Windows 98, adding VPN is as simple as adding another protocol. If you click Add Protocol, or maybe it's actually first it's add the adapter, because it's a special kind of software adapter. So you'll add an adapter that is basically going to be bound to the Ethernet traffic. And then you'll probably add a protocol.
Because you have to have some kind of server or something to actually encrypt those packets and wrap them up before they leave your machine, or they're not secure, right? So you have to be able to do that, and then you have to have something that can decrypt on the other side. There it is.
So under the Microsoft manufacturers, Microsoft Network Adapters is Microsoft Virtual Private Networking Adapter. I'm not going to install it right now because then we'd have to restart the machine and so forth. After you install it, you may or may not want to add a protocol. It just depends on what you want to do. Okay?
Okay.
Now, going beyond that... we can't because I haven't used it in Windows 2000. You have professional, server, workstation? What do you have?
We have both.
All right, because it'd probably be in server. I would expect it to be in server.
The server part where the PCs connect to. That would where the server.
If there's a software VPN, that's where it would be. It's in Windows 2000 server. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, Mohammed, let us know. Actually, I don't know anybody who's gotten that working, so let us know. We use VPN corporately at ZDTV. I use VPN on my home connection. I have a cable modem. I want to run our corporate email, so I establish a VPN session by using the client on my home system, and I connect with a server that's run out of our offices. And so that's, in effect, what you would be doing as well.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, it's totally transparent. I don't see any slowdown at all. Thank you, Mohammed.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye. What were we calling him? Muhanda?
Mananda is what it said, I think, on the screen there.
Well,
Mananda.
We'll see you later, Mananda. After the break, open your browser and your dog tricks, because it's time for a few Internet Explorer tips for easier surfing. And the screensavers continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Mananda. And it's time now for the weekly Windows tip. This week, we're going to have 5 quick tips for IE5. It's 5 for 5. Join us as we do this. Sorry, we're just perky from the cute music that's running in the background. It's the windowy Windows tips. All right. Now, you know, all of our wonderful viewers send me Windows tips every week. And sometimes they're short. I couldn't stand here for like 5 whole minutes and do one tip. So I put 5 of them together that 5 of you sent me.
Or we could run more commercials.
Or we could run more commercials.
Let's do 5.
Okay, let's do 5.
Good idea.
Yeah. First one.
So these 5 from 5 different people?
This is from 5 different people.
Neat. That's great.
These are for IE5 and Windows 98. However, many of them work in IE4, so you can play around and see how much of these you can get done. I think all but one of them work. First one is from David. Now, for this, you need IE5 and, of course, a mouse with a scroll wheel.
Which I would highly recommend. Those things are great.
This thing has just made my life so happy. Love the scroll wheel.
That's a Microsoft IntelliMouse.
Yes, it is.
But a number of other companies make these now.
Doesn't matter which one it is. Okay, if you are looking at your fonts here, as I am, you can hold down the Control key and then scroll up or down, and it will change the size of your font.
Little, big, bigger.
Now, this one is particularly helpful for people who have really high resolution on their screen and they're surfing heavy text page. Grab it.
And you don't want to always keep it this way. And you could go to the View menu and change it. But that's really handy. Just change it like on the fly.
Boom, boom. So you're done. Hold down the Control key, roll up and down.
For people who don't have a scroll wheel, if you don't hold the Control key, the scroll wheel just scrolls up and down.
Yeah,
that's what it's
look, this is what it's doing. Or, of course, you mash it down and roll it up and down, which is what I do.
So Control, scroll.
Control, scroll. Next thing, back and forth. Oh, look. Oh, I have to go all the way up here to click
I hate that. It's so much work.
My finger's broken. Wait. Ta-da!
Backspace.
Here, let me just do it again.
Backspace.
Backspace. Hit the backspace button, and it does the same thing as back.
You know what? I wish they would disable that. I'll be honest with you.
Why?
Because often I'm entering something in a field, and I think I'm in the field, and I'm not, and I hit backspace, and it takes me off the page.
Oh, that's a pain.
And similarly, page down and page up. Sometimes it will take you to new pages. Sometimes it won't, depending on where the focus is on the page. I think that's bad user interface design.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're clicked somewhere where you're not actually going to activate a link if you're doing that.
Right.
Now, this next one is from our friend Jeff in Fort Worth. This one's sort of cool because you can actually just type in, I had my caps locks turn on.
It should still work.
Type in your URL name. Oh, it'll work. It's just ugly. Now, hit Control-Enter.
Control-Enter.
And the www and the .com, boom, are in for you.
Now, you could just type the screensavers.
Right. Now, if you type the screensavers, it's going to go search.
But it does a search.
For everything.
To figure out what screensavers you meant. But if it's always, it has to be, this only works with www.com, right?
Yep.
It wouldn't work with .net or
No, it only works with .com. So you're out of luck with your orgs and your net.
There's Leoville.
Control-Enter.
And that's much faster than hitting enter and have to search for Leoville. This way it goes right there.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's a little quickie. I like that one a lot.
You know, I'll save me a lot of time.
Nifty. This next one is from Jordan in Kingsport, Tennessee. Now, this is under your View menu in IE4 and under the Tools menu in IE5. Go to Tools, Internet Options. Go down to Browsing, Advanced Browsing. Now, say you're surfing around the web and you have those beautiful DHTML page transitions fading you from page to page. It's so attractive. It takes forever. You don't care how it looks.
That.
You just want to go there.
Plus, it never really looks that good.
Turn it off. Enable page transitions. Turn it the heck off. Right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Hit that. Hit OK. No more DHTML for you. No DHT for you. And you don't have to fade into that anymore. Isn't that wonderful?
5 great tips.
Hey, we got one more tip.
There's more?
There's more. There's one more.
That would be the 5th.
That would be the 5th tip. One for each finger. Okay, this one's Eric in Danielson, Connecticut. A lot of you already know this if you have 98 and Explorer 5 on your machine, but you might not. Alphabetize your start menu. For those of you wonderful people who have sent me this tip, you can stop sending me this tip now. We are now doing it on the air.
Well, it's new. It just happened since SE came out or IE5.
It's true. So bless all your hearts, all the third geeks who showed me this.
We used to get this question all the time.
Pick a program, any program. Right-click on it. Choose Sort by Name. And now your pesky menu is in alphabetical order.
You have to do it for each of the hierarchical menus, though. It doesn't do it in subfolders.
No.
You have to do one by one, go through all of them.
But still, I think that's pretty neat.
Oh, well, it's much needed because Microsoft was getting letters, as were we, saying, hey, it's no longer alphabetized because I moved one thing and now it always puts everything at the bottom.
Yeah.
This gets it back to the way it was.
We'll do it for you. So we've saved you veritable minutes for your life. I hope you do something good with them.
Good. Watch more commercials.
Oh, or get some error.
Or
visit our website at thescreensavers.com, holding down Control and rolling up and down to make it bigger, checking out all the steps for this Windows tip or any other Windows tip. Thanks to the Third Geeks, who gave me all your help today, and you will be receiving Screensaver swag, T-shirt, or cap.
Cool. Really?
On its way to you. Oh, yeah.
Really? Just for that?
Oh, I'd give them stuff.
We're going to give them 5 T-shirts?
No. Well, we're giving away 5 T-shirts.
Oh, man, I hope the bank can handle that.
Yeah.
Jonathan joins us on the ZDTV 3Com Netcam network from Ruston, Louisiana. Hello, Jonathan.
Hiya, Jonathan.
Hi, Kate and Leo.
Hi, what's up?
Hello.
I have a question about my Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I sync up with my computer, I only get a connection of 19.2 on the serial port.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm trying to send MP3 files or
That's
trying
slow,
to...
isn't it? Yeah.
It's very slow.
Cassiopeia is a Windows CE device. You have one of the little handheld ones. They look kind of like a Palm. You had a Nino. They look the same as that.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing about the Cassiopeia, it has built-in MP3 playing software.
Yes.
And that's kind of fun. We've played with that a little bit before. But at 19.2, that's not very
really
fast.
slow.
It takes
Can't you set it faster?
You can set the serial port faster,
Because it'll go up to 115K.
let me tell you the trick with this, because I have an HP Jornada, and I had some real problems getting it to sync up. It just wasn't going very fast. It wasn't going the right pace. It was really bad. So I tried to fix it, and I did manage to fix it this way. If you go to the device control panel, right-click on my computer, go to Properties, check out the device manager. Now, if you go down to COM ports, this is what I did. I went to COM 2, which is where I had my serial port set up for syncing, went in and actually changed the speed of the bits per second under port settings.
Really?
So you can set it all the way up to 115.2. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get 115.2.
So do you then change the Windows CE Sync software to match the speed that you set it to?
Yes, I did. And then it didn't always work. Again, I had to play around until I found something compatible. Eventually, the best I was able to get, I'm afraid, was 19.2.
Okay, well, I think that's the way it's going to be with me. It was at 9.6, and I bumped it up to 19.2, but I still can't get any faster.
Yeah, in theory, the software's supposed to do this for you. You shouldn't have to do it by hand in the COM port.
It just rarely does.
I'll tell you one thing that makes a huge difference. Have you upgraded the Windows CE software yet?
No, I haven't.
Definitely.
Microsoft has version 3 out now.
Okay.
And that's on many of these things, it's not what came with it. And it makes Microsoft obviously is listening to people like you. It makes a huge difference, at least in the syncing. Now, whether it's going to speed up your MP3 downloads, I don't know.
Okay, would I be able to get that from Microsoft?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
It's a free download. Just go to Microsoft.com/CE, or is it /Windows CE, and then click on the download button, and you'll see all the files you can download for CE, and you'll see that upgrade. Microsoft's actually strongly encouraging everybody to do the upgrade. It really makes a big difference. I found it like tripled my sync speed. At least you'll be syncing faster, and maybe it'll allow you to set it to a higher serial speed.
It's in here somewhere.
I think if you click on I don't know, products or downloads.
Products and downloads.
There it is, downloads.
It'll be in there, and you can find it.
And,
but always, definitely upgrade that sync software, because there are so many little things that can go wrong between your handheld and your PC that you want to keep everything up to date.
Version 2 wasn't very good.
Okay, that's pretty much true.
That's the real problem.
Made a big difference when I upgraded.
Microsoft has fixed a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, Kate's heading. Thank you, Jonathan, by the way. Appreciate the call.
Jonathan.
Kate is heading into chat. Coming up next, are you interested in MP3 players? I know Jonathan is. We're going to talk about an MP3 player that will store 80 hours of music in your hand when the Screensavers continues. You stay here, friends. TheScreensavers.com is a great place for more information about things that you see on this show. For instance, check out all the details of the Screensaver's thunderously dominant game machine. All the specs and video showing off its performance. It's all at the Screensavers.com for Uggum. And we're having fun with Uggum. We've been playing games on this thing. This thing is a screamer. There are a plethora of MP3 players out on the market today. It's probably the hottest category out there for consumer devices. Let's find out which MP3 players are rated best by our friends at PC Magazine. Joining us right now, Matt Graven, Associate Editor of PC Magazine, live via Netcam from the PC Mag Labs in New York, New York. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Leo. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for staying late.
No problem.
So they give the young guys the good assignments, MP3 players, huh? So do you use an MP3 player personally?
Actually, I use, Jonathan was talking about this. I use an HP Jornada.
Really?
Yeah. And a good solution to that, interestingly, is I use compact flash for additional storage memory.
Oh, so you put it on the flash and port it over to the Jornada.
Exactly. I use a compact flash reader, which is USB.
Right, and that's almost instantaneous. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a big difference. That's a great solution.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Cassiopeia uses CF or not, but that's a great
I'm not
idea.
sure what that one uses.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Well, all right, so you don't need a player. You're using a Windows CE device. And by the way, Microsoft, I think it just came out, didn't it? There's software for MP3s on CE. I think it came out this week or last.
Oh, I'm not sure. I've been using the Hum player.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. But let's talk about these dedicated players. And actually, I'm not going to tell you, but I just bought one. So I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't want to prejudice you. What should you be looking for when you buy one of these things?
Well, there's a few really important things to look for.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is right now, because it's reached the digital level, sound quality is not the important factor.
Do they all sound equally good?
A lot of it depends on the headphones, but I would have to say yes.
Really? So don't worry about, this sound quality on this one versus sound quality on this one.
Yeah, a lot of it's little features, being able to do random play and stuff like that. But, the big things are, I really like the Rio 500 because it uses USB.
Now, this is what we were talking about with Jonathan, too, is the ability to download quickly. What do the other ones use?
The other ones are using normal parallel connections.
And that is a little bit slower than USB, is it?
Some of them took as long as about 15 minutes to load about 35 minutes worth of music.
How long on USB? This is the USB connector here. How long by USB?
I would load about 50 minutes of music onto that in just about a minute or two.
So you could this is a 64 megabyte player, you could fill this up in a minute.
Yes.
That makes a big difference.
Oh, it's a huge difference. You can quickly grab tracks, delete them, put new tracks onto it.
No, it surprises me because technically the parallel port is slightly faster than USB. I guess it's just they've got better software for USB.
I'm not sure what the difference is there. It's just
but it is faster with USB.
Yeah.
All right. What else? You said random access, things like that. How about the way it stores the stuff? Do they use like cameras? Is there compact flash and smart media and different ways of storing the data?
The two common ones are compact flash and smart media.
Now this one, like many of them, the Rio has built-in memory, and then you can add more memory with this slot here, right?
Exactly.
Okay. 64 megs is what, about an hour?
Yeah, I'd say about that if you're using it at 128 bit rate.
The normal compression rate,
Yeah, which is about CD quality.
So an hour, and then you could add memory if you wanted more. Do you find? Now, is an hour enough? Do I want more? Is an hour sufficient?
It really depends on what kind of user you are.
Yeah. Because you can't pop in another cassette. It's not like a cassette player.
It depends. It gets expensive, but if you have a few extra smart media cards or compact flash cards, you can always carry a couple extra ones of those around.
This is the Rio 500, which is Diamond's successor to the 300. That's the one that really invented the category. $230 we found on Price Watch. I actually just got one for $169, but I had to subscribe to Audible.com to get it.
Oh, right.
So that's the one I bought, I admit it, and that's because of you guys, frankly. This is the one you like the best, too, right?
It's a great choice.
But if you want more time, here's another choice. This is a wild one. This is the Hango.
It's a really interesting one. Unlike the other players, this one actually uses a small hard drive in it.
Yeah, I just turned it on, and I can actually feel and hear the hard drive spinning up.
Yeah, it's definitely for a different type of user. It's not as compact as the other ones.
No, it's not bad. It's about the size of 2 decks of playing cards, and about maybe 8 ounces. How much does it weigh? Not much. It's certainly not heavy.
No, it's pretty light.
Yeah.
Especially compared to 88 hours worth of music.
How much music?
About 88 hours.
Holy moly. How big is the hard drive in here?
It's I think it's a 4.6 gig.
Oh my goodness!
You know, it's interesting. Creative Labs just announced another player that's similar to this.
Yeah.
They're coming out with the Nomad Jukebox, which is going to be a 6 gigabyte player.
And is that a hard drive or is that solid state?
It's very similar in design. It's a hard drive.
Wow. Now, what about with the hard drive about things like getting it knocked around and stuff? You can see I'm scrolling through the menu here.
Well, when we were doing this story, Jeremy Kaplan and I sort of tossed it back and forth.
No.
And we gave it a little bit more of a beating than they would want it to have had, but we really checked it out, and it wasn't skipping at all or anything like that.
Wow, that's remarkable. And you didn't lose it. This uses lithium-ion batteries. What kind of battery life can I expect?
We didn't really get a chance to test that out.
Well, in just your experience, you have to, I mean, obviously, you would have to play at least an hour or two. It wouldn't be worthwhile.
I used it for a few hours on end without ever having a problem.
So that's encouraging. Now, that's not cheap. That's about, what, $800?
Yes.
Okay. But if you want 800 minutes of music, that's not a bad way to go. I'm sorry, what was it, 83 hours you said?
88 hours, I think.
88 hours.
Yeah.
All right, now this is a newer one. It's kind of cool looking. This is the Rave MP2100, and it kind of has the curvy hourglass shape.
Yeah, we showed that off to quite a few people, and they really liked the look and feel of it.
You know what? It's funny. Compared to, and it's the same size as the Diamond, it's a little lighter. It feels a little cheesier.
Yeah, I think as far as the players went that we looked at, I think the Diamond has the nicest design.
Right. It just feels heftier. It's funny, you wouldn't want it to be heftier, but it's not that heavy.
But it's got that sort of nice metallic kind of casing.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly what it is.
It just feels better. This is plastic. Now, one thing that I do like about the Rave MP, it's the only one I know of that has a microphone on it. So you could record, right?
That is nice. I've seen that in a few.
Okay.
But that's a handy feature.
Yeah, well, so then basically it becomes, it could also become a personal recorder,
Right.
Note to self, chocolate mayonnaise, something like that. And you'd have it right in there, and $5 million are made. Hey, Matt, I appreciate it. So you still haven't bought one of your own, though. That kind of cracks me up. You're still using your Windows CE device. Are you going to buy one of these, or are you waiting for the next generation?
It's going to get really interesting out there soon. A lot of these companies are coming out with USB versions, and they'll be enticing. Yeah,
I might have made a mistake, but I have to say I couldn't hold off any longer, and I bought the Diamond Rio 500 chiefly because of the USB.
It's a great choice.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I'll give you a review when it comes in. I'm just looking forward to having that at the gym or in my pocket and stuff. Hey, thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you staying late at work.
Hey, no problem. Thanks a lot.
Take care, Matt. Matt Graven is associate editor from PC Magazine. He and his buddy did the February 8th issue of PC Magazine. And in the back, you'll see an after hours MP3 to go, a great review of the current MP3 players. And for more about MP3 players, you check out the screensavers.com because Matt, we put him to work, wrote a special article just for us. So you'll find it all there. You know what I like about these articles now? When they're going to be on the screensavers, they put a little thing down at the bottom that says, as seen on the screensavers. I like that. Hey, don't start flipping, folks. We're not done yet. Still to come on this very show, MCSE and A+ certification. What does it mean? And can it be done without breaking your bank? We got some good ideas for you. Also, more answers to your toughest computing problems. Plus, stop taking notes. Start using a digital whiteboard. All that and more as the Screensavers rolls on.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Kate Patello.
And I'm Leo Laporte, and I'm chagrined and embarrassed. Because during that MP3 thing, we had on one of the Diamond Rios, we had the Screensavers theme, and I was supposed to play it, and I forgot.
And you forgot. Well, where is it?
No, it's gone.
Oh,
Today in the chat room.
It worked, though. It was really cool.
It worked. It was really cool. It was, you could...
Does it rock out?
Today in the chat room, is AMD making a mistake? They're saying, first of all, they're sending out cease and desist orders to companies that are selling overclocked AMD systems, and they're saying to consumers, we're going to prevent you from overclocking. We think overclocking is a bad thing.
That is such a huge error.
Now, is it possible that they're protecting consumers, that these companies that are overclocking the AMDs are maybe... the company, at least the first one, which is what, Computer Nerd?
Computer Nerd, yeah.
Is saying it's an overclocked system. It's not like they're lying to you. That would be wrong and illegal to say, here, you just bought an 800 megahertz AMD and it's really a 500 we've overclocked. That would be wrong.
Well,
But they're saying to the customer, we're overclocking it.
Yeah.
Customer's buying it because it's overclocked, because it's less expensive and it runs faster.
Because they don't have the $800 for the 800 megahertz?
Right. Maybe AMD's position is, look, that's misrepresenting the capability of the processor. We don't think it will run well at that overclocked speed. We think it's a bad idea. We're just trying to protect the consumer. That would be a legitimate point of view.
That would be a legitimate point of view, but they said specifically that it is merely a violation of the agreement with AMD to overclock, period.
Here's what I think.
That's all they say.
Fine if AMD wants to say to people, don't sell overclocked systems. But AMD should not prevent the end user from overclocking if they so choose. Don't clock. Make it possible.
Please don't.
Because really, first of all, you don't lose any business. It's a small minority of users, and those are the users who care the most about your product.
And you're going to keep faithful customers forever because if they can overclock your chip, they're going to keep buying more of your chips and overclocking them. They will be faithful forever if you give them a little power.
Otherwise, they're going to buy the Celeron.
That's right. Come on, man. Give them some power. Please. What do you think? Take the web poll. Please, screensavers.com. Don't make this mistake. Click on the talkback feature and just type, please, I have these, please. Don't do it.
Or you can chat with us, chat.zdnet.com. Jonathan joins us on the phone from Grover, Georgia, our next caller on the Screensavers. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan. Oh, it's like Jonathan Day today.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
It's Grovetown, not Grover.
Grovetown.
I have a question
This is
concerning...
Muhammad from Grovetown.
I'm only as good as my brain is today.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, I have a question concerning Trojan servers.
Uh-oh, that's
Trojan
bad.
servers in Grover or Grovetown?
Grovetown.
Tell me where you found these Trojan servers.
Well, I'm student technician for my high school.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be very, very common.
So people are leaving little gifties
Do you know
all over the
which
machines for
Trojans they are? Are they NetBus, back orifice, which particular ones?
Yeah, sub-7.
Sub-7, very, very common. In fact, that was one of the very first ones and one of the most widespread Trojan server. Let's explain what a Trojan server is.
All right.
Actually, it's just a server. What it is it's a program that sits. The reason they call it Trojan is it's hiding. You don't know it's running. It's sitting on your computer. And what it does is if I know the IP address of that computer, I can remotely over the Internet access that computer, access the files, make it do funny things. Sometimes NetBus, for instance, you could have the CD
open
thing
and
open and close.
I remember when I did that too.
Which would be a pretty strange thing. You're sitting at your computer and it goes beep, 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 beep. Or you could put up little messages on there saying, I'm watching you, Jonathan.
Very funny. I could also steal your credit card numbers and your private information and all that stuff.
Getting rid of them really depends on which one it is. For instance, if it's a NetBus,
patch.exe.
You would run patch/remove, right?
Right, and you can also delete it from the startup config.
Right. But it really is specific. The best way to get rid of any Trojan or any of these is use a good up-to-date antivirus. All of the antiviruses will recognize the most common Trojans, certainly Sub7, which has been around for years, and NetBus and back orifice, and it will recognize them, and it will do the right thing in getting rid of it. So what I would suggest to you, Jonathan, you must use an antivirus, don't you?
We do. We use Thunderbite antivirus.
Okay, and is that how you found them?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Actually, I was sitting at a computer-aided drafting station, and my CD-ROM started popping in and out.
Oh, that's a good hint. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's a really good sign. It's like if I'm sitting here next to Kate and her head starts spinning around and spewing pea soup.
Well, then I'm Linda Blair, and that's just something else entirely.
There's definitely something going wrong.
I have the Linda Blair virus. That's bad. All right.
I think the Thunderbite's not up to date. So what I would suggest you do, there's a good virus you can get for free. I know you're in a school, so you can't go out and I don't want you to spend your own money. I want you to go to antivirus.cai.com. It's Computer Associates, and they are making available for free their antivirus, which is called Inoculate It. It is not like my favorite antivirus ever. As you know, I prefer Norton, but it is a very good one. The software updates are also free, and it's up to date, so it will absolutely. I would be surprised if it doesn't find Sub7.
Will this let him make rescue disks? Because I think that it's very important in this instance, if he's going to do the primary check of all these systems, that he should make himself a clean, up-to-date antivirus rescue disk. Go do a clean boot on all those machines. So you have to make the disk from a machine you know is not infected. But if I were you, because you already have one infected machine, I'd go home, go to a friend's, find somewhere where you can get a clean antivirus boot disk with all the current definitions on it, boot with that, scan all the machines, then download the new client.
And lock that disk. The reason you do that is because
disk.
the virus is in resident memory, and some viruses are programmed to see the antivirus and to do some, hiding.
Duck around the other way.
So
pretend.
Yeah. So evasive action.
Nobody's here but us viruses.
But this is a good one. Hey, this is free. Consumer Associates is a very good company. I commend them for giving this away for free. Inoculate it, personal edition. You could use it in a school or at home, not in a commercial environment. And the updates are free also. And that's the most important thing, keeping it up to date. And I bet that Thunderbyte's just not up to date.
Yeah, that's the idea, the whole point with a free antivirus. Make sure you can update it, because if your virus definitions are out of date, what's the point?
Real quickly, let's talk about how we got it. Just real quickly. You get that because somebody put it there. In a high school environment, a kid comes in with it on a floppy, comes in and installs it. You also get it in attachments to your email. That's why I'm always saying don't open email attachments when they're EXEs. That's often what it is it's some sort of Trojan horse. You can't get it just by kind of downloading files.
The Screensaver's online. You know what that is? Do ya? Do ya? Huh? Well, it's the best place for more information about what's on the show. For instance, how much do you know about that computer display you've been staring into all day? We'll find out by taking this week's Super Geek Challenge, all about displays, at thescreensavers.com.
Yeah, and congratulations to Wes from Little Dixie, Kentucky, the winner of yesterday's Super Geek Quiz T-shirt or cap giveaway.
Congratulations. And, of course, make sure you take out the form every day, early and often, your chance to win.
So, as promised, here's Sumi Das with a look at a couple of digital whiteboards on today's Fresh Gear.
Whether it's for keeping schedules or meetings and presentations, no office is complete without a whiteboard. Unfortunately, preserving data from this format has always been a challenge. But as usual, technology came to the rescue, and for thousands of dollars, a digital whiteboard could print your notes. Recently, 2 companies began shipping devices that also digitally capture whiteboard notes, but in a different way and at a cheaper price. Both Virtual Ink's Mimeo and Electronics for Imaging's eBeam include a capturing device that attaches to the whiteboard, 4 color-coded dry erase marker holders, an eraser, and accompanying software. The beauty of electronically storing your notes on a PC is that you can save, file, email, or print them. You can even use the included software to conference someone in on your whiteboard session from a remote location. Both devices are portable and use combinations of infrared and ultrasonic technology to detect what's being written or erased. The main difference between the two is the capture device. Mimeo uses a bar that adheres to the side of the whiteboard, while eBeam uses 2 pods that stick to the top corners of the board. We weren't very happy with all the cables attached to the eBeam, a little too sloppy for our taste, but neither product was perfect.
One of the problems of both systems is they need a lot of batteries. Each Mimeo pen requires 1 AAA battery, while the eBeam pens use a pair of watch batteries. And Mimeo and eBeam also incorporate many tiny pieces that break down into tiny parts. Bad news for people who tend to misplace things.
The 2 software programs were comparable. Both included the ability to add notes, text, and highlights on the PC. Overall, both Mimeo and eBeam perform their jobs, but we found Mimeo more reliable and less awkward to use than eBeam. We give Virtual Ink's Mimeo 3 out of 5 stars. It costs $500. And we give eBeam from Electronics for Imaging 2 out of 5 stars. It costs $550. Both are available now.
You can catch a new Fresh Gear every Friday afternoon, 1:30, 12:30 Central, right here. ZDTV.
That would be correct. Here's an email from Archangel. He asks, I want to get my MCSE and A+ certification, but I don't want to spend $5,000 on a course. Any information you can give me as to what I should do? Yeah, we'll talk about what it is and how to get it. MCSE on a budget when the Screensavers continues. We got an email from Archangel who asks, I want to get my MCSE and A+ certification, but I want to spend $5,000 on a course. Is there any information you can give me as to what I should do? First of all, let's define MCSE.
Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer.
All right, and A+ is also a certificate. These are both certifications for people who want to work with computers. A+ is usually for tech support, right? Troubleshooting, that kind of thing.
Now, a couple of things I want to point out, though. If you're worried, if you want to get a job in an IT department and you think you have to have these, you don't. Now, many of them will think that it's a perk if you have one. You might get a higher salary if you have one. You might get a better job.
Yeah.
It certainly is desirable, but many companies, if they really are serious and they want you to have that certification, they will pay for it for you to get it, or they'll make sure that you get it.
That's what we do here. Our IS department, if you don't have certification, you get an entry-level job, and they don't expect you to be certified in an entry-level job. We'll actually give you the opportunity to take the training and pay for the training as well. Here's what's expensive. Not only is the training expensive, thousands and thousands of dollars for those courses, the courseware, the books, are horribly expensive.
Really?
So, yeah.
It's like a $52,000 pamphlet.
They tend to be very expensive. The number of companies that publish them. So you could teach yourself. You go out and get the books. You can learn online. You could take a course for thousands of dollars from one of these companies. But to help us decide what the best option is, we thought we'd ask someone who's been through the process and actually came up with a very innovative way of doing this much less expensively. Joining us via NetCam, Tom Hodges. He's a network administrator and now teaches the MCSE courses. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Leo, Kate. How you doing?
Great to see you. We're great. Now, we only have a couple of minutes, so we really want to find out all the great ways that you handled this that we can pass on to the viewers.
How long ago did you get your MCSE?
Oh, it's been about 3.5 years now, Leo.
Worth it?
Yeah, very much so. It's kind of like a college degree. It's good to get your foot in the door, but as you said, there's nothing like experience.
Right.
That's the first thing, of course, I'll look for.
So what advice would you give somebody who's short of cash?
Well, that's the position I was in, and I got with myself with a bunch of other people, independent consultants or people that work for small companies that don't have big education budgets. And what I found is I got together with John Gaddis and the local Alamo PC Users Organization, and they put out the word for me and were willing to sponsor me.
So you went to a users group.
Yes.
You found other people who wanted to get the certification. Then what did you do with those people?
Well, we got together. We decided what text we were going to get, and we decided how we tried to find ways we could get stuff cheap. Like we were able to get a 180-day evaluation copy of NT Server from Microsoft.
Oh, there you go.
They gave it to us for free. We were able to get TechNet for free.
Wow.
We were able to find cheap computers and put together a really nice makeshift lab, very low cost. And then we basically met every Saturday morning for about 4 hours. And went through, we got a text. The way we did that is we went to Amazon.com and we went through all of the texts available and chose one of the texts and then ordered it and put a lesson plan together and took off.
So you did it yourself, basically, and it's like a study group.
That is so great.
Now, what text would you recommend, by the way?
Oh, that's a good question.
I knew you were going to ask that. Well, it's kind of a best-of-breed thing. Since there are 6 tests you have to take,
right.
The quality of the text will vary from one to the other.
Right.
Osborne is a good one. I just happen to have one of the Osbornes here. They look like that.
Right.
Okay.
For some of them, the Cybex are sometimes the best ones. They look like this. We use New Writers for one.
I like New Writers a lot. Their stuff is very good in other areas, so they're a good company.
I think the New Writers, Leo, for the first couple of things, the NT Workstation, NT Server is probably the best one, I thought.
Okay.
And, of course, Microsoft has some pretty good training material, too.
So, all in all, how much did that cost you?
You talking about just the books or the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole. When you put it all together, how much do you have any idea of what you guys spent to learn?
Probably no more than a couple of $100, I would say. And you're looking at, as you said, about $5,000 to $7,000 if you were to actually go and take the course at a learning center.
Tom, thank you for sharing your experience. It's really great news. I think that a lot of people are going to try to do what you just did. That's a great idea.
Oh, I can see our viewers doing that. I hope you do. Y'all get together and teach each other.
We should do it on the show. We should do like a late-night version, the MCSE show.
Oh.
That'd be fun.
Maybe we will. Yeah.
If you'd like to learn more about MCSE and A+ certification, visit our website. It's all at thescreensavers.com. Thank you, Tom, for sharing your expertise with us. Now he teaches. Isn't that great?
Isn't that awesome?
I love it.
And now, under
wait a minute. I'm going to stand back because you're going to sing,
the producer made me do it. V-mails, whoa, 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 V-mails. I wish we had sent me your V-mails, or the producer's going to make me keep singing you stupid songs. Please. Instructions, your scripts, they're waiting. Go to screensavers.com. Save me, please. Just click on Interact to find out more.
Orlando moment.
And now, dear little Georgie from Whittier, take it away.
Hey, Georgie.
Hi, I'm Georgie from Whittier, California. Don't touch that dial. Screensavers will be right back.
Yeah.
Georgie.
What a cutie.
Georgie's Mr. Personality.
Oh, he's so Poll continues. Don't forget to vote. Some good votes on that A&D poll. Here's a couple of emails from Chris Keller. He wants to know if the new P3 chips will work on the Socket 370 BP6. When the Coppermine Socket 370 comes out, it will require both a BIOS modification and a socket adapter, but I'm told by those who know that it should work with a socket adapter. It's still not out. When the Coppermine 370s come out, I'll let you know.
Okay, Robert Baston. That's cool. Robert Baston wants to know the site address for performance test on PCs. That's toast.net.
Yeah, a very good one. Click on the performance link. That's it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte.
Kate Patel. See you next time on the Screensaver.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.